Hey, my truth seekers, how are you guys doing? Welcome to Real Talk with your girl, Lady D. I made sure that I don't have that mic on mute this time. I see my girl Starbucks is in the house. She says, welcome everyone to Real Talk with your girl, Lady D. Also, please don't forget to hit that like button as you make your way in. And also, she says, if you would like to go ahead and support this channel, Cash App Real Talk 985. Your support is appreciated but not required. So, guys, welcome to Real Talk with your girl, Lady D, unapologetic and non-biased. Hope you all are doing great today. Yes, indeed. I see. I'm going to go ahead and change the little subject or the little topic we're not going to talk about, and maybe we might just, I don't know, talk about a little bit about love and marriage in Huntsville. But I want to go ahead and switch it a little around a little bit and talk about all the stuff that is going on, and we cannot say it's happening on these shows because most of all this stuff right here, it happens on social media or away from it. But um we don't talk about this right here, when it comes to Kenya Moore and Brittany Eden. I mean, people, they have different perspective. It's like they're trying to turn the narrative. If it is what it is what it is. We can't sit there and say, oh, it's something that people saw and now they're trying to make it something different, make it make sense. So again, guys, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button, comment, and share these videos for more unapologetic content. And also, guys, when it comes to this channel right here, it may not be for everyone, okay? Like I said, in here is grown folks. We meet, we don't have time to pacify anyone, okay? So again, welcome to Real Talk with your girl, Lady D. And make sure you go ahead and hit that go ahead and hit the like button, guys, and come in and share these videos for more unapologetic content. So I want to go ahead and talk a little bit more because I saw one huge blogger, and I'm not talking about Michelle Brown from Straight from the A, which most all of the information comes from Real House. uh, Michelle Brown, Straight from the A, most of all, when she report on this, you could take it to the bank. And if I want to know anything when it comes to Real Housewives of Atlanta, I'm going straight to Michelle Brown. And I see that, we got a lot of people that's, wants to come down on her, especially when they get her information or when Michelle gets it firsthand. They wants to take, little snippets and clips or, and put it on their channel. And Michelle does not have any problems of you sharing, her content. Just go ahead and give her credit. And something I saw, I think it was this morning. This is my first time saw this blogger where she, I guess, she didn't come out and say a name, but we pretty much know exactly who she was talking about. And I mean, she was sitting there, she was slut shaming Michelle, which Michelle got very, very thick skin, and was calling Michelle, well, not saying her name, but we already know, who she was talking about. But I mean, calling her all kind of names, like I said, is enough room for everybody. And I feel that, especially when it comes to other content creators that out there, they putting in the work on the ground. Give credit where credit is due, and if you have any kind of alt between, your sisters or your brothers, just go ahead and take it to them. That's exactly how I see it. I see Dana Scott is in the house. Hi, Dana. She says, hello, everyone. Yes, indeed. How are you doing? She said, yes, it was awful. A black queen acting in such a matter. Absolutely, absolutely. And we're going to talk about all that as well. I just wanted to go ahead and touch, on that topic when it comes to the content creators and who get the information first. And we already know when it comes to Real Housewives of Atlanta, whether we like Michelle Brown Straight from the A, she got her own channel. Make sure you go ahead and check it out. I've been following Michelle. I really don't comment, but I've been following Michelle when she was on Twitter, because she was right there on the scene the very first day Real Housewives of Atlanta came out. We used to get all our information. At the time, she didn't have, she may have had a YouTube channel, but she used to do more, of a straight from the eight, little articles, write about it. But, just to hear how we sat in there and trying to, hit below the belt when it comes to stuff like that, to me, that is uncalled for. Okay. So, again, guys, welcome to Real Talk with your girl, Lady D, unapologetic and non-biased. And also make sure you go ahead and hit that like button and comment, and share these videos for more unapologetic content, because I know in here it may look like I am a very, very small channel, but I have a huge impact because I got people, like I said, in the bushes, and people don't like how you sit there and tell your story, wants to go ahead and try, to do any and everything. But like I say, nothing phrases me because I'm only doing what I like. Okay. So let's go ahead and talk about Kenya Moore facing more backlash, with all the stuff that is going on. And I'm watching other bloggers how they trying to sit there and turn the narrative to make it favor Kenya Moore. Like I said, Kenya Moore, if she did what she did, she was wrong. And I don't think that Brittany would have taken to social media and make this statement right here. And I saw a big, huge blogger, which, she was trying to go ahead and justify it. It is what it is. It does not take a rocket science or a child to figure this out. This is what Brittany went ahead and put out. She says, "Thank you to everyone who has reached out to me about what took place at the event yesterday. I am still processing. I am still processing the nasty, low, disgusting, vile things that was done to try to hurt me. Now, if it wasn't what people are saying it is, why would Brittany go ahead and write this?" And then she went ahead and she capitalized bullying and revenge P. It's never okay. So now I'm watching some of these bloggers, they sitting there saying, well, she didn't actually, come out and said that it was RP. Yes, she did. This is what Brittany's saying. Brittany said bullying and revenge P is never okay. Why would she put that statement in her comment? Make it make sense. Why would she sit there and post something like that? See, that's what I don't like. I don't like about you people, especially when it comes to you guys on social media. I mean, social media is a beast. We pick and we choose what we want to run with and what we want to go ahead and sweep it under the rug. If it's something that we don't like, someone we don't like, trust me, we're going to crucify that person. But if we like that person, we're going to go to high ends, to the highest heaven, to try to sit there and justify their bad behavior. And what I don't understand is, why would Kenya Moore sit there, something that was so big to her, to open up or reopen again her salon, just to sit there and throw a wrench in it, just to sit there and have people talking about what she did to someone else and not talking about what is going on in her business. So, like I said, Kenya Moore, she might be smart. She might be very articulate, but she does a lot of damage to herself. Kenya Moore is just like I've been saying from the beginning. You guys might sit there and say, oh, she just got a small channel. Trust me, when I was doing commentary on Real Housewives of Atlanta, I had 30 some thousand viewers. Almost 500 videos I went ahead and I deleted because I got sick and tired of these reality shows where I wanted to go ahead and just do something different, because it's just so draining. It's so draining, especially when you can see the train wreck. And for people to come out and say that they saw the RP, and then we got people that rides hard for Kenya Moore saying, oh, it wasn't like that. Or they trying to say, well, the pictures was already out there. I promise you, if it was someone that you didn't like and they would have done the same thing that Kenya Moore have done, you guys would have sat there and you would have took that person and you would have knelt them on the cross, just like you guys do Martell Holt. So what makes Kenya Moore better of what she did? And I had someone was going back and forth with me. Oh, the pictures was already out there. I don't care. If the pictures was already out there and it has something to do with nudity, Kenya Moore, she shouldn't have never sat there and made a public spectacle for people to sit there and try to shame this girl at her event. That's illegal. That's illegal. I don't care if it was already out there. That is illegal. Especially when you did something just to go ahead and embarrass a person. But like I said, if you really dig deep and if you've been watching Real Housewives of Atlanta for a very long time, since day one, you will see that Kenya Moore, like I said, she does not have room to sit there and try to embarrass anybody. Because like I said, it's just like pot calling the kettle black. Go on my community tab, which I went ahead and put it up, where Michelle Brown, straight from the A, she had an article when it came to Kenya Moore and Marlo Hampton going back and forth, because Marlo was trying to tell Kenya Moore, you don't have no room to sit there and talk about me, saying that I'm a P, a garden tool. I just learned that word the other day, calling a garden tool, but I'm talking about a P. She said, you don't have room to call me a P, call me a garden tool, because you won as well. You won as well. And Marlo Hampton has showed the text messages where Kenya Moore was hugged with one of the Palm people. So like I said, they did a lot. And when Kenya Moore came on Real Housewives of Atlanta, Kenya Moore came with a prayer and a wing and her suitcase. Kenya Moore really didn't even have too much. And it takes Nene Leakes, and Marlo Hampton to sit there Hey, sorry about that. Sorry about that. I knew that once I come live, then I was going to get a phone call. Dana Scott said, yes, it was awful. A black queen acting in such a matter. Also, she said, I appreciate your content. Thank you very much, Dana Scott. And like I said, it's very hard, especially when you go against the grain, because everybody wants you to jump on the bandwagon. When they sit there and they rooting for people, they want you to root for that person as well. But you see, I'm not like that. I don't run after the 99. When the 99 goes that way, I goes the other way. And you see, people does not like that. Like I said in here, is critical thinking. Okay. Also, Dana has said, can you use that young lady as a storyline in a disgusting way. Yes, indeed. I've been talking about Kenya Moore from day one, and the ones that have been following me from day one when I start, doing reviews when it comes to these reality shows, especially Real Housewives of Atlanta. Kenya Moore is a loose cannon. That's why they really never wanted to bank on her, because Kenya Moore is the type of person, she goes below the belt. And I think right here, that was below the belt, because no way in the world, Kenya Moore should have sat there in front of a whole crowd trying to make a mockery, to embarrass someone. And then the thing about it, Dana, they was trying to sit there and turn the narrative and saying that when it comes to Brittany, oh, Brittany, she had a pow pow. Brittany did not have a pow pow over there. Now she may have, maybe 2 or 3 weeks, prior to this event had said, some stuff. But for Kenya to sit there and have posters, all this stuff was premeditated. All this stuff was planned out for her to do a presentation at her event, making it about somebody else. And I don't know about you guys. I think she should be held accountable for this. And I hope when it comes to Brittany just don't let off of this, because it's just sad. It's sad how, especially when it comes to our people, will sit there and try to throw you into the lion's den for a piece of crumbs, for these crumbs. No way in the world I would sell my soul for the love of money and do something that's very detestable. And I just hope that Brittany, I hope Brittany just don't let go when it comes to stuff like this, because it's sad. And that's why I went ahead and I put my title as Kenya Moore Backlashes to Controversy Decisions. Sometimes the juice is not worth the squeeze. So like I said, not all tea is good tea. And this right here, of all people, someone that's claim they educated and they got it all together, but like I say, those are the ones that you got to watch. Just because you feel that you look a certain way and you speak a certain way, that you got it all together. No, some of these people, like I said there and say, they are sick. And you can see when it comes to Kenya, Kenya got a lot of soul searching that she needs to go in and do. A lot of soul searching, because Kenya is the type of person, in order for her to sit there and thinking that, oh, I'm going to make this, a storyline, and I'm going to get the ratings, and, I want to make sure that I go out with a bang. So I'm going to go ahead and tear somebody else down. Look how she did Kim Fields. When she had sat there and messed with Kim Fields, you remember Kim Fields on Facts of Life. Kim Fields don't bother nobody. I mean, this is a peaceful person. And how Kenya Moore got up and pulled this lady's chair out. And Kim Fields, she kept it classic. She told Kenya Moore, you are a piece of work. And I don't know if you guys been following this show from day one. Kenya Moore did not come on that show with nothing but a crown, a tarnished crown. And like I said, all this right here is for entertainment purpose only. Let me go ahead and do my disclaimer, because see, we got a lot of haters in here where, they don't know how to sit there and see this as, entertainment. These people are public figures. These people put their business out. So if you put your business out, you are free game. So let me go ahead and read this disclaimer. Is under Section 107 of the Copyright Act. Allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism. Do you hear me? Criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Also, Dana says, yes, I'm a supporter of Michelle ATL. Yes, Brown, she gives all the facts. If anything that has to do with Real Housewives of Atlanta, go to Michelle Brown, and I promise you, you're going to get the facts. Michelle been doing this from day one. This is not her first rodeo. We was following Michelle, when we had our own little private group, we had a good private group on Facebook, and Michelle was on Twitter. And for you to sit there and say that Michelle only, got a little few followers, and she been having this 100,000 followers since 3 years. No, you don't know about Michelle. You need to sit there and do some background when it comes to Michelle. Michelle, this is not her first rodeo. And for you guys to sit there and try to talk under people's clothes, and the reason why you're doing that, because you don't have nothing else to talk about. Because if you had something else to talk about, you wouldn't sit there and say what you said. This girl is not liking for anything. This girl, she owned property, she owned cars. This girl got it going on, and she does not have to work if she don't want to, because she went ahead and sowed some crazy seeds. And for you to come out and say, oh, she's lazy, how the hell someone is going to be considered as lazy when they own multiple properties, multiple cars, and is doing real good? You don't see Michelle coming out, stressed. This woman always comes out with a smile. And if she wants to sit there and ride along, ride along. Because you hanging with these bottom feeders, all they're going to do is sit there and suck the energy out of you. I mean, it's just sick, I promise you, it's just sick. Melissa, hey Melissa, how you doing? She says, hey everybody, I'm in the bushes listening while I work. How are you doing, Melissa? Star says everything said is for entertainment purpose and allegedly. Yeah, girl, you better make sure you put that out on that for me. But I'm just sitting there saying, it's just the fact that, people got to be very, very miserable. You got to be very, very miserable, to sit there and take all this stuff for face value. When I come on and I talk about these reality shows, I don't could sleep at night, because once I turn off my computer, I don't think about this. I say what I need to say. And to me, this is for entertainment purpose only. You air it out, you are free game. And I'm done. I'm done. But for people to sit there and come out and try to sit there and tear people up and try to slut shame them, make it make sense. Like I said, when it comes to people like Kenya Moore and all the rest of them that's on these reality shows, these people sign for this. So if you sign for this, then you should have tough skin. Don't sign your name on something where you know that you're going to be timid. But when it comes to Kenya Moore is the type of person that she can sit there and she can tear and rip apart everybody. But when the tables turned, then she don't know how to handle it. I remember Carlos King. Carlos King, when Kenya Moore, the last time when she was on Carlos King platform, she sat there saying, well, the reason why the ratings is low because they not giving me nothing to work with. So Carlos King was saying, well, why don't you, bring your family on? And you could see that lump. You could see that thick lump just went down her throat because, see, she don't want to sit there and tear down her people, but she can tear down everybody else. Anybody that comes her way, oh, she's going to sit there and she's going to try to rip them apart. And that's why they all formed that alliance. And like I said, this is my opinion. That's why they formed that alliance to go ahead and get Nene Leakes out the way. Because they know that Nene was not going to let them have it. You come for Nene, you better make sure that you sitting on ready. You better make sure you cock and ready. Because Nene Leakes was not going to have it. But getting back to Kenya Moore, it's sad how we forget where we came from. When she came on that show, Kenya Moore was living as Nene had put out and showed those videos, which I had made tons of videos about that. Living in a little raggedy apartment with a white refrigerator in the hood. Even Nene sat there and said, girl, I should have had rented a helicopter or got a helicopter and sat there and had him to land me on the roof, trying to say, I'm coming through some bad neighborhoods. And I remember Nene took her shopping, and Kenya Moore was looking at the racks. She didn't know anything, and like I said there and say, all this right here is for entertainment purpose only. I might not be getting it, exactly the way that it happened, but Kenya Moore went into stores looking in racks, clothes on the racks. Nene said there and say, no, I don't want that. Even Marlo Hampton sat there and used to dress Kenya Moore. But you see, people forget about that. And that's what I hate. I hate people, they only can use you when they need something. And when they feel that they don't need you no more, then you disposable good. I hate when people do stuff like that. And that's a Kenya Moore. And that's why I said, when it comes to all the stuff that is happening right now, you reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. So I want to see how all this is going to go ahead and play out, because we already know Letty would have been a man or someone that they hated. We're going through it right now when it comes to Martell Holt. So why do we are giving Kenya Moore a pass? Kenya Moore does not have no ties, no attachment to Brittany Eden. She has no attachment to this girl. So why do you think that she did what she did? She did what she did because she wanted us to talk about the show. But like I said there and say, all news is not good news. Some of this news right here is going to get you fired. And I think right now, Kenya Moore should be fired because that was what I call revenge P. I don't care if this girl posts those pictures out there. It was not for Kenya Moore to sit there and make a mockery out of that. It was not. Even if it was out there, it's still, you don't do stuff like that. Right there, I think that, what Kenya Moore did, it was below the belt, okay? Melissa said, "Hey, everyone, I'm in the bush." Okay, I read that already. But Star say they sure did sign up for it. Yeah, they signed up for it. Like I said, these people, they sign up for things and they feel that, oh, I could sit there, and do whatever I want to do, just to keep those ratings up. Man, like I said, much is given is much is required. And sometimes, all this stuff right here, you signing your life away and you really don't know what you are signing. So let me know what your thoughts about it, guys. I see that I have 24 people on here. Make sure you go ahead and hit that like button, comment, and share these videos for more apologetic content. And I know, like I said there and say, in here is grown folks. I'm not going to go ahead and sugarcoat or say something that's going to go ahead and pacify you guys. I'm not going to do that. But make sure you go on my community tab. I don't want to go ahead and read this because I did ask Michelle Brown, I had put under one of the comments to go ahead and report on this article that she had once post before when it came to Marla Hampton, how she called Kenya Moore out. So I had went on and told Michelle Brown to go ahead and pull out the old receipts and bring us back to memory lanes, because some people you got to sit there and you got to, show them, show them that, look, you was there too. You did some detestable stuff too, but it's just a fact that, we tend to forget the stuff that we have done. So make sure you go ahead and to my community tab and watch that article straight from the A. That's by Michelle Brown, when she went ahead and she had post these receipts. I think it was like maybe about 5 years ago, where the article is Real Housewives of Atlanta. Marla Hampton had post Kenya Moore text regarding a sugar daddy and more. Okay. So like I said, Kenya Moore cannot talk about Brittany Eden, can't just talk about her, especially, like I said there and say, when people accuse you as well. I remember when Nene had said, when Kenya Moore said, "Oh, I had saw you somewhere," or maybe Nene had said, "I saw Kenya Moore going into somebody's Porsche," and stuff like that. Like I said, a lot of people they did a lot of stuff, and then Marlo, in this article right here. She would talk about, how, she'd sit there and dress Kenya Moore with, designer clothes, trying to get her to fit in, with the it crowd, But see, people forget about stuff like this. And then I'm watching uh Marlo, I guess, this phone was an old phone that she went ahead and found, with receipts of Kenya Moore hugging up with a palm person. You see? So, like I said, what goes around come around. Ain't nobody got room to talk about nobody. And that's real talk, guys. So just let me know what your thoughts about it. Because yeah, it's just sad. And then the thing about it, it's so sad when it comes to our people how we tear down each other. And that's why I sit there and say I'm the type of person I go against the grain. So I see that I got 13 likes and I got 25 people in the house. And like I said, I know when it comes to my style of commentary, I know you guys don't like it, but like I said, somebody got to say it, okay? Melissa says Kenya has a tape out years ago. Yes, yeah. Oh my God, Melissa, thank you for bringing me back because we had a private group. Now that video with Kenya Moore, she was in the bed with this palm person, and she said that it was like she, she was writing a book, and I guess it was like something that she was filming, just for the book that she was writing. But they said there and said, no, that wasn't for no book. If that's what you talking about, that tape. Oh, I remember that. I made videos of that. I went ahead and deleted all that stuff, but I'm pretty sure if you keep searching, you're going to find it. Keep searching. I remember that because that Palm man, you know what I'm talking about, Palm, was laying in the bed and Kenya was just prancing around, and then after that, she went and got in the bed and trust me, see, people forget about stuff like this. And also, you need to read go ahead and read the text messages where she was telling Molo Hampton, "Oh, come and meet me at this place, because I'm with some rich billionaire the J person, you know what I'm talking about, because certain stuff that we can go ahead and say when it comes to those people, the power that be. That's who she was with, okay? And that's real talk. And this is not no alleged. This right here, I'm if you go on my community tab, or just go ahead and pull up straight from the Michelle Brown, when she was doing those articles, I promise you, you're going to find that information. Okay. So Melissa also says that's when Paris Hilton tape had came out. I think Kenya was the next tape. Then Kim K tape was later. Yeah. But you see, the thing about it, they don't talk about stuff like that because you see, these new bloggers, these bloggers that you see that's out now, they are new. They didn't have a love of what they do. See, when it comes to Michelle Brown, she have a love for what she do. That's why, she's still here today. When she said, and I'm not trying to promote or to lift her up, because if I really wanted to, I can. I've been following this girl, not on YouTube, but I've been following this girl since Twitter, since we first had our page, our Facebook group, our private group. So, like I said, when you want to know anything when it comes to Real Housewives of Atlanta, trust me, you go to Michelle Brown. Oh, I go to this blogger, this blogger. I've been following that blogger for a long time. Well, like I said, that blogger was not around when Michelle was around, and that's real talk, okay? And that's facts. That is facts. Hey, Simona. Simona is in the house. She said hello to Lady D and chat. I see my girl, country girl, Queena is in the house. She says, good afternoon. Happy, what is that? Wow World, a Win World, huh? Win World Wednesday. A Lady D and the chat. What you trying to call for a hurricane? Yes, indeed. My girl be coming up with them days, and I love it. I love it. I love it. She should, I wish she would have put what you call that Kenya Moore twirl. Yeah, that's what I wish I would have twirl day. Yes. Samora says Kenya was in Jay-Z music video back in the day. Yeah, a vixen. Yep, she was a video vixen as well. Yes, she was a video vixen. And then, the thing about it, she was trying to go ahead and downplay Kim Fields. You remember when she was trying to go ahead and downplay Kim Fields? Uh, Kim Fields was on actually a sitcom show. Kenya Moore was sitting there a extra. That's what she was, a extra. She wasn't sitting there doing no daggone movies and stuff like that. But I hate when people like that. And see, those type of people that only wants to sit there and put themselves on a pedestal, making themselves bigger than what they already is, those people going to come down falling flat on their face. Falling flat on their face. Like I had said, many times, the stuff that you used to get away with, trust me, you're not going to get away with it anymore. And that's real talk. My girl, country girl, says, welcome everyone in the chat. I'm listening, about to get off from work. Okay, girl. Made that day. Yes, indeed. But make sure you guys go ahead and read that little article I went ahead and post. And I hope that Michelle pull it up as well and go ahead and talk about it. You know, how Kenya Moore and Mola Hampton went ahead and put her on blast. And see, that's why they don't like Mola Hampton. Oh, they wanted to get Marlo off that show because Marlo don't play. Marlo gonna pull out the receipts because Marlo know all about them. That's why they didn't want Marlo Hampton on that show. Those people, they got together and they did everything to go ahead and get Nene off and Marlo Hampton off because see, Kenya Moore thought she was going to be the breakout out star. Kenya Moore thought she was going to be, but like I said, nobody going to bank on Kenya. Kenya Moore ain't nothing but a loose cannon. Who's going to bank on her? Now look what's going on right now. And if I was Brittany, I wouldn't let it go. I wouldn't let it go at all. I would milk it for everything that I can. Okay. And that's real talk. Um, my girl, country girl said I had to come up with that because of your title. Oh, okay. Okay, so that was similar. I know that whirlwind. I know it had to been something dealing with twirl. You see what I'm saying? Now twirl your tail straight to jail, directly to jail. Do not pass go. Okay, twirl yourself there because you done did too much. Remember how she sat there and brought in the cookie lady for Tanya? And then Tanya was a very humble, peaceful person, wanted to sit there and shame Tanya and brought in a cookie lady. And then the thing about it, she had Cynthia Bailey following right behind all this mess. And you know Cynthia Bailey, she's very peaceful as well. She don't get into stuff like that. But Kenya Moore, she wanted to go ahead and try to do anything to embarrass Tanya. You remember Tanya, the one that Portia had brought in the home with Fallon? And then Kenya Moore went ahead and got the woman they called the cookie lady to sit there and say, "Oh, your long-term boyfriend, I used to date him as well." See, that's how she do. She hit below the belt. That's why Mark, the one that she was married to, and that was questionable as well. What's his name? Mark Daly. Yeah, this man didn't even want to acknowledge her. Didn't even want to be around her. And when he was around her, he was sitting there embarrassing her. Simona says, I didn't like how they came for Kim Fields. You know that, right? Because Kim don't bother nobody. Kim has been acting for years. Absolutely. This girl is a real actress. This girl is not, someone that trying to find a gig here and there. And Kenya Moore was jealous. Kenya Moore was jealous of Kim Fields because Cynthia Bailey had hired her for a project, and Kenya felt like, oh, since her and Cynthia Bailey was friends, it should have been her. So what she was trying to do is she was trying to sabotage Kim Fields. But like I said, Kim Fields been in the business for a very, very long time. Country girl Queena says she's playing always play victim, and that's why I sit there and say when it comes to all the stuff that is out right now, I just hope they don't let go, especially when it comes to Britney. Don't let off of this because Kenya Moore have gotten away with too much. Too much. And like I sit there and say, all tea is not good tea. Anyone that comes new on that show, she wants to be the first person to haze that person. Oh, you got to pass through Kenya Moore in order for you to have a spot on this show. And the only reason why she's doing that is because she wants to make it all about herself, make sure that she gets the bags. So I'm not going to have no one come on that show that think that they better than me. I'm going to sit there and we're going to run through every last one of them. But one person Kenya Moore didn't run through. She didn't run through Candy Boris. She knew not to play with Candy Boris. Kenya Moore said that and kissed the ground that Candy Boris walked on. They were scared of Candy. They were scared of Candy. But everybody else, she ran through. She ran through. And this is real talk, guys. This is nothing that I'm just making up. Half of this stuff was on this reality show, okay? And that's real talk. Simona says, I like Kenya Moore. However, let me read. She said, I like Kenya Moore. However, Kenya can be messy. Messy. This girl is a demon. Now that's a demon. I didn't like how Kenya would flirt with Phaedra's husband. Kenya was doing too much back then. Absolutely. Kenya was doing the most. Kenya was doing the most. I remember that scene. Phaedra told Kenya Moore to don't mess with her husband. And you remember that scene when Apollo had picked Kenya Moore up and threw her in the pool? But let somebody would have done Mark Daly that. She would have had a fit. She didn't want the people to go around this man, which, like I said, the man didn't even want to be around her as well. And look at Matt. You remember the little young guy, Matt, how she sat there and just used this man to help build her I think it was her house, put some windows on her house and her garage and stuff like that. And once she got through with him, she tossed them to the side, Kenya Moore did a lot. Kenya Moore did a lot. And that's why, like I said there and say, I don't care how that they try to go ahead and justify what Kenya Moore did. They cannot spin it. They trying to spin it 101 ways. But you cannot spin this right here because this is out there. And let me go ahead and read it again. Britney said, thank you to everyone who has reached out to me. So if Britney had came out and said, thank you all for reaching out to me, that means that all of them that was at that event, they saw it. And they even said, Portia said, oh, that's Revenge P. You see? And then Britney went on and saying, I am still processing the nasty, low, disgusting, vile things. Because she was trying to embarrass her. Like as if she never did anything. So let's go ahead and talk about some more because I might pull up them old receipts myself because I still got some of those videos in my archive. The only reason why I took it down because I wanted to take my channel to something different, but you guys not letting me take this channel to something different. Every time I always go back to these reality shows. But let's go ahead and talk about this right here. You remember at the reunion when Apollo sat there and told Kenya Moore, you didn't even have no good credit. And it might not be the word verbatim. Like I say, all this for entertainment purpose only. You didn't have no good credit. I'm the one got you that Rolls Royce. I'm the one that helped you to get that Rolls Royce. Now we already know when it comes to Apollo have a very questionable past. Now you going to Apollo to help you to get that Rolls Royce? Come on, Michelle Brown. Pull out those receipts. Pull out those receipts in your archive. Pull them out because we got to bring people back down to memory lane, okay? Hey, T Dollar. T Dollar is in the house, says, but you all as an audience be setting these new girls up. Why come for Kenya if you gonna play the victim just to call her evil? Well, like I said, we only can call of what we see, you know? Kenya Moore did some very detestable stuff. We named few of the stuff, and that's not even half of the stuff that Kenya Moore did. Kenya Moore, she's a type of person that she hits below the belt. She's good at her words. So she know when it comes to her mouth, ain't nobody stand a chance. And that's why she was brought to open shame. And that's real talk, okay? Simona says, wow, so Kenya did that. Yeah, that's low. Why would Kenya jeopardize her business? Like, absolutely. And that's what we all want to know. That's what we all want to know. Are you just using that business just for a tax write-off? Are you just using that business as a prop, so you can, tell people, I got this hair salon, going on and, just to talk about it, but she really don't wants to run it. But I promise you, when it comes to Michelle Brown, straight from the A, she's sitting out there, sitting on Reddit. You better make sure you got some customers going in and out because she's going to sit there and she's going to bring it to light. She's going to make sure that that business is run. Just like she said there and say, Kenya Moore closed the business. I think she had say close early on a Saturday. I'm a licensed cosmetologist. I've been a licensed cosmetologist since I was 17 years old and doing hair since I was 12. And I still keep my license up. Our business is on Saturdays. We do a lot of business on Saturdays. We don't close so early on Saturdays, not here in the South. We don't close early on Saturdays, but I'm pretty sure that those doors better make sure that it's open and some customers going through it, because I'm pretty sure that Michelle going to put you on blast, okay? So make sure, like I said, if Michelle gonna bring the tea, because if she bring the tea, I might want to sit there and post some stuff too. So I'm gonna give you credit, Michelle. And I'm not gonna talk about it because I know when it comes to Michelle, Michelle is the queen of Real Housewives of Atlanta to bring you the right type of information. And you might say, they say, oh, she just kissed Michelle tail. No, I don't even go on Michelle page. If I do go on Michelle page, I don't even say not one word. Not one word. But I remember, Michelle, when I had that Facebook group, we had a private Facebook group when Real Housewives of Atlanta first came on. We used to stay up all night. I mean, we used to be up 3 and 4 o'clock at night talking about Real Housewives of Atlanta. We were so passionate about that show, but not like it is with Love and Marriage in Huntsville. That's different. I mean, Love and Marriage in Huntsville, I mean, that's totally different from Real Housewives of Atlanta. I mean, we was just so involved in this show, so passionate about these people, but we knew how to separate the reality show from these people's personal life. We knew how to do that when it comes to Love and Marriage Huntsville, now these new content creators that's coming out, they just going to take any and everything and just run with it, just because of monetization. But when it came to us, when it comes to Real Housewives of Atlanta, we was passionate about that show. Very passionate about that show. T Dollar says people been calling Kenya Moore. Okay, I read that one right there. Film that was coming and watch the clip. Well, let me read it again. People been calling Kenya Moore whore for years. And if you go back and watch the clip that people were posting when they first start filming, Brit was coming for Kenya. That could be true too, but also T Dollar, Kenya Moore did some stuff, man. Kenya Moore did some stuff. I mean, Kenya Moore, she knew exactly how to pull the worst out of people. Look how she kept poking with Portia. I mean, she even called Portia, if I'm not mistaken, called Portia that word, and even told Portia the only time you open your mouth when you got something stuck in there. Now you know good and well. Now come on, T Dollar. Kenya Moore did some stuff. You remember at the reunion when she was sitting there, she had that bullhorn and was sitting there trying to embarrass Portia, where Portia said, I'm from the South, girl. I don't play that mess. I would drag your tail across that floor. And what did Portia do? Portia dragged her tail. Oh, you should be able to use your words. Well, like I said, they say words hurts too. Words can hurt worse than someone actually sitting there putting their hands on you. Sometimes I would rather for you to sit there and put your hands on me than what comes out of your mouth, because words is sharper than any two-edged sword. And we already know when it comes to Kenya Moore's mouth is reckless. Very reckless. I'm going to make, because like I said, I used to do edit videos. The reason why I don't do edit videos because I don't have as much traffic as I used to. Because I remember people saying, now they're saying, "Oh, you don't even have nobody following you." Trust me. When I showed them the receipts of the videos, I had unprivate my videos like 30,000 viewers, 20,000 viewers. I had up some viewers, but when I sat there and I stopped talking about this stuff right here, that's when they said that and they fell off. Simone says she was texting Apollo too disrespectful. Absolutely. Come on, girl, bring it back. Bring it back. But see, we got some people that, they just forgets. They got amnesia. They forget. T Dollar says, but I agree that Apollo's situation, but a damper on how she's seen that the only thing she ever did, I felt she was absolutely wrong. Yep, Kenya Moore did some stuff. Kenya Moore did some stuff. The only time Kenya Moore was very peaceful is when she would, do a scene with Candy Boris. She didn't never hit below the belt with Candy Boris. Kenya Moore did so much stuff that even her aunt, you remember her Aunt Laura? Aunt Laura didn't want to film with her no more because even Aunt Laura called her out. And Aunt Laura was a very nice, peaceful woman. I loved it, Aunt Laura. But Aunt Laura was upset with Kenya Moore when Kenya Moore went and brought the cameras to her mom's house. That was low down. And people were sitting there saying, well, her mom should have opened the door. I wouldn't have opened the door for her neither. You brought the cameras just for a show. And Aunt Laura called her out. You cannot make people wants to accept you. We love you, Kenya Moore. We accepted you. And then everybody was coming down on Kenya Moore's biological mom. She was wrong for what she did. The woman at the time was only 16 years old when she had Kenya Moore. Only 16 years old. So most likely she probably was like 15 when she got pregnant. And you guys wanted to call this woman out. This woman didn't sit there and have babies after babies. She went to college and became a school teacher. Sometimes just because you the biological mom That does not mean that you still, you know, you're a good mom. Maybe she probably say, I wouldn't have been a good mom. I was too young. Two babies having a baby. And look how Kenya Moore turned out. Kenya Moore turned out really good. It's just that she just had a lot of jealousy and anger inside of her. And that's what she should have focused on when she first came on that show. We talked about that. We say, why would Kenya Moore wants to come as a villain instead of coming on that show talking about her childhood, talking about all the stuff that she went through, which and Laura sat there and said Kenya Moore had a good life. They treated Kenya Moore with love. But Kenya Moore had a dark spirit. She had a very dark spirit on people who she want to have a dark spirit because she didn't mess with Mark Daly as well. She didn't mess with him. Simone said Nene always said Kenya hit below the belt. Absolutely. She tried her best to take Nene out where they had to all form alliance because they thought, oh, if we get Nene out, then all the attention was going to be on Kenya Moore and Candy Boris. Like I said, Candy wasn't, like I said, she wasn't about that, and Kenya Moore, they wasn't going to bank on her because they know Kenya Moore, as we see right now, was a huge liability. She was a huge liability. And like I said, guys, don't get mad with the messenger, okay? I got 57 people in here. Let me see how many likes because, see, you guys like to come in as cloud watchers and not hit like and dislike or whatever you want to hit. I feel like if I don't like people content, if I don't like what people say, I go to somewhere else. People that's going to accommodate what I want to hear. But people be sitting on your channel, and I consider that as stealing. Let me see how many people are sitting here stealing. I got 57 people. At first I had 60 something. Now I got 24. So half of these people are in here stealing. That's what I call stealing. Stealing. Okay? Bunch of crooks. Because I don't like something. I don't go to nobody's channel. If I go to somebody's channel, it's because I like them. Okay? I ain't going to somebody's channel and I don't like them. Because I'm not changing over here. I changed my channel before, sat there and deleted almost 500 videos. I ain't changing it no more. I might as well just go ahead and start another channel if I want to talk about, something else, because in here, I don't know why I only get a green light when I talk about, this stuff right here, reality shows. But when I start talking about, stuff that I'm passionate about when it comes to my spirituality, because I'm a historical, I like to talk about, Black stuff, our people history, and I like to talk about my spirituality and political stuff too. But YouTube don't sit there push those type of videos. But when you talk about this right here, oh, they gonna push it. And that's why, like I said there and say, I go against the grain. Every chance I get, I try to tear it down. Okay. T Dollar says, I think if she really used Revenge P, she would be getting sued or locked up. I think she showed out, but I think she's too smart to get caught up like that. Well, what they trying to do, T Dollar, they trying to go ahead and they justify. They're trying to say, oh, it was already out there. So if it was already, that's what they trying to use. They trying to sit there and clean it up. But you cannot clean something up what's already out there and in your business. So even if somebody else, put those pictures, and she's sitting there saying, well, I didn't know what pictures they was going to put out, but you did the presentation. You did the presentation. It was in your establishment. So if it was in your establishment, Kenya Moore, then you are accountable for that. You are accountable for it. You're not stupid. Ain't nobody stupid. So how, even if they try to go ahead and pay Brittany off, because they did say these receipts that we have right now, Brittany had went ahead and she deleted it. So if Brittany had deleted it off of her IG, then that means that, oh, somebody must have said, you're gonna have to take that off of your page, and we're gonna try to clean this image, because Kenya Moore is, she's the breakout star. She's one of the head hunter, as they say, on Real Housewives of Atlanta. But people screenshot, so they screenshotted this. So this right here is not gonna go away. Okay, she sat there and said the nasty, low down stuff that was happening, and saying people, been calling up and praying for her because of the revenge P. Now that came out of Brittany mouth. So now you can't change that. Like I say, whatever you put out there in the atmosphere, it's going to come back on you. Okay, guys, I didn't realize I did an hour. I'm about to close this down. My throat's starting to hurt. Um, T Dollar says, and you really pretty, by the way. Thank you very much, T Dollar. Thank you very much, man. Thank you very much. Somebody sat there and came on yesterday and said, "Oh, you need to worry about fixing yourself." Girl, if you would have saw me back then, okay? I'm 58 years old. These women, some of these women, 20 and 30, tore up from the floor up, don't have nothing, don't have a pot that and a one to throw out, still staying with their mama. And said they want to talk about people. Thank you, thank you, T Dollar. You sure made my day. See, sometimes I say kind words. Kind words goes a very long way. Kind words goes a very long way. She said, and you look really pretty, by the way. Thank you very much. I'm 58 years old. Thank you very, very much. And I can say I had a very blessed life. Thank God for that. I never, ever sat there and have to struggle. And that's why I said, gosh, these people on social media, Lord have mercy. T Dollar says Michelle is credible. Yes, she is. Oh, she said, but she's biased. Oh, honey, she gonna ride hard for Nene. She said, so I just read just a little bit. See, that's why you got to read it all. T Dollar says that she said T Dollar says that Michelle is credible but biased. She is against everybody who has a problem with Nene. Girl, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Child, when it comes to Nene, nobody can talk about Nene, honey. The only people could talk about Nene is me. Ain't nobody else on my channel. Girl, I used to ride hard for Nene. But Nene, she really got me. I was so upset with Nene when Greg was going through. I think that's the time I started talking about her. When Greg was going through, I didn't like how she handled that situation. But then again, she was so used to Greg was the one, that was taking care of her. Okay. Hey, Faye King says, Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to you as well, Faye. Thank you for coming in. Hold on a second. Let me see what this is for my son. I don't know what that is. I got to read that. Simona says, there is a CC that just went live talking about, yes, I saw that. She was one, her, let me make sure I post it. She said, there's a CC that's just went live talking about M. She was one, her panel, then backstab her. These YouTuber streets are ruthless. Absolutely. And then she said there, and she want to talk about it because if I want to go get my information, I go to this other blog. That other blogger was not around when Michelle was around. Was not around. This right here, this is Michelle arena when it comes to these celebrities. She probably was still on a bottle when Michelle was out there 10 toes down. And that's real talk. That's real talk. I'm not sitting there saying, oh, because, she just trying to do this. I don't kiss nobody's tail. If you're wrong, you're wrong. If you're right, you're right. I give honor where honor is due. And that's real talk, okay? Some close me out, country girl. Simona says that Kenya has deep issues of her mother abandoned her instead of her splitting mess. She needs therapy, absolutely, and that's what she should have done. Simone, she should have came out in the beginning talking about all the traumas and stuff that she went through, but no, she wants to come and assassinate everybody and didn't have nothing. Come on, Michelle, show the receipts. Kenya Moore did not have nothing. Bravo said there, put her on her feet, and all this is for entertainment purpose only. Kenya Moore didn't even have no designer clothes, and if she did, Lord have mercy, Marla helped her with that. I could pull out the receipts. Michelle got the receipts. Nene sat there, took her under her wing. I remember when they was in that parking lot, Nene sat there and said, I'm going to take you under my wing. Marlo helped her to hobnob with the elites to get her foot inside of that door. But see, people forget that. People forget that. Yes, Michelle is not only good, Michelle is the best when it comes to celebrity, especially when it comes to what's going on in the ATL. So those bloggers that's out there running with this narrative just because this guy sat there and told you some stuff about Michelle, but this guy was under her wing as well. Michelle is the cause that he have a platform today. And for him to sit there and talk under her clothes, he wasn't talking under her clothes when she was helping him build his platform up. But see, that's what people are. They did me that. You help these bottom feeders to get to the top and they try to sit there and rise against you. That's why sometimes it's just best to leave them bottom feeders, leave them where they are. I done got to a point, especially when I went through all the hell I went through with my business. I ain't helping nobody no more. Let them, you either sink or you. But then again, I say that. But people are ruthless, especially when it comes to our people. Very ruthless. So can you need this check? We're going to talk about that. Yes. Go and get on Michelle to pull up all those receipts, or go on and pull up straight from the 8 all those old articles when it comes to Kenya Moore. And I promise you're going to see all that stuff I am talking about. Yes. My girl, country girl said, let me see because I'm about to close, guys. This is it right here. I'm done because I had parathyroid surgery and I don't want my voice going to go. I can hear it's about to go right now. Let me see how many people I got in here. Because you see, and the thing about it, like I said, I'm not gonna let nobody think that they better than me, down me. Oh, I'm not gonna sit there and I'm not gonna hit like. I'm not gonna sit there and support her channel. Like I said, ain't nobody better than me, and I'm not gonna never let nobody think they better than me. I got 60 people in here, and you know good and well that's a doggone shame. Only 29 likes. 29 likes, but that's all right. That's all right. Because ain't nobody mad but the devil. Long as you sitting there going against the grain, oh, they don't like that. But let me sit there and jump on a trauma binding bandwagon. Then people gonna support you. But that's all right. Yeah, somebody said they're gonna help me show me how to do get members only. Yeah, I'm gonna have to read on that because I saw is and then also one of my mods also said get members only. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do that. That's why I do subscriber mode only. But I'm still learning how to iron out the kinks when it comes to stuff like this. I need to read on that. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Get people that's going to support me, because, you know, like I said, I come on here, try to sit there and give you guys some unapologetic, non-biased content, against the grain. because half of all those channels that you guys go on, they all going to have the same talking points. They're all going to talk alike. They all going to sit there and tell you what you want to hear because they all sitting there running after almighty dollars. I wants to get paid. I'll be telling you a fool if I don't want to get paid, but I'm not gonna sell my soul. I'm gonna tell it to you just like it is. And if you don't like it, then that's all well. But I don't want people to support me, come on here, and you support me because I'm sitting there telling you what you want to hear. Devil, you a lie, and the truth is not in you. Okay, guys, I'm about to go. Country Girl says, another great live, Lady D. Everyone enjoy the rest of your evening. Be safe, and God bless you all. So be blessed, guys.